Hi, this is A. Wilson. That ain't tells like a TIN. If you like my video, please give them a consider subscribing. Probably I'm going to talk to you today about celebrity roundup. In this week's celebrity roundup, I'll be talking about Kandi selling out the her tour. I did it. I did it. It's I did it. It's I do. I did it and I done. Her tour. She sold out in Atlanta within 24 hours. Now she added another city. I think it's South Carolina, North Carolina. They're talking about. And then they had some clips online. I think yesterday or the other day where Candy was rehearsing for her tour about her divorce. And a lot of people think that she's gonna be talking about her divorce. And she's also gonna be throwing a tart under the butt, and she sung one of her songs about cheating and stuff like that. And I was saying that it had been rumored for years that Candy and Toy had open marriage and stuff, and she was trying to say the same thing in the divorce proceedings, but after she got a little backlash from him, I guess she left it alone, and so I guess she's gonna make a whole tour about kind of like what Tina Campbell did when she was on Mary Mary. Anyway, on to the next story. Uh, Candace was on the Sherri Shepard show a couple of weeks ago. Well, more like last month, and she was talking about how her time was on the trades, and she really liked to be on the trades and stuff. And she was saying about how she's going to get ready to go and do Dancing with the Stars. And then she also mentioned something about after she had a baby, she went through a little bit of a postpartum depression and stuff like that. And Sherri Shepard asked her about Wendy, and she said that she's praying for Wendy, and she hopes the best for Wendy and stuff like that. Also, we can have later. K. Michelle was on Sherri Shepard, her and Angela and Phaedra. And so she was saying, well, I heard around the streets, rumors around the streets that you and Drew got into it. Uh, uh, what's going on between you and Drew? What's happening between you and Drew? Is it about the music? And then as Kate Michelle said, well, Drew wanted to be about the music, but it ain't about the music, it's about something else. I don't argue with people about the music when they can't compete. She said something about I don't compare when they can't compete. And I was saying, both of y'all have good music and both of y'all sound good. And Sherri Shepard kind of fell off the chair and she was talking about, well, I'll stay down there. I think Sherri Shepard had a hard time getting up, but to me, she was doing a little bit too much overreacting Sherri Shepard and stuff like that. And then also, K. Michelle was still doing a promotional rounds last week, and she was on Jason Lee, and Jason Lee mentioned to her about the rumors with Rashida, and she said Rashida and Kurt both did her bad, and Rashida did her real bad, and Sharita and she's still gonna be on Sharita's and what's called Nick all the time. She said it was mean her. She said Sharita and her husband did do that stuff what they accused of. Like I said, I'm just paraphrasing that part. And then, he said, he said, he said, what about the stuff that you have with stuff? He said, you have with Robyn. Said Robyn ain't nothing but a couch potato. All she do is sit around and sell hats and do stuff. No try to tell me what I need to be and how I need to be, where I don't need to be, and stuff like that. Like I don't need to be on Real Housewives of Atlanta. I could be where I want to be. If I got the opportunity and God's let me be where I want to be, I can be what I want to be and stuff like that. And so she did throw Robyn them up under the bus and all that kind of stuff. And then she said that she said that Drea Mitchell that's R. Kelly's ex-wife and the other girl all of both of them need to be in jail just like R. Kelly and stuff like that. And then Jason Lee said, huh, what? And she said, yeah. And she said, yeah, for some reason, I really liked it R. Kelly, but R. Kelly didn't like me and stuff like that. And I was saying, Girl, I want to be falling over no R. Kelly, and R. Kelly liking me, and she told me she's really in love with R. Kelly. And some people started giving K. Michelle a sideways when she that. And then he said, what about all the allegations that he's under and why he in jail? I said, well, I don't agree with that part. But like I said, back in the day, I was in love with him. And I was saying there's a whole lot of people back in the day thought R. Kelly was an upstanding man. Come to find out he was nothing but a sick sadistic person. And so anyway, another thing I want to talk about that's kind of old. Let me bring it up. Let me bring it up. Let me pause the video and I'll bring it up right now. Okay, I'm back. This is another story I want to talk about. Last month, Quad and Heavenly, uh, they were uh, they were on the Carlos King show, and they was talking about the reunion and what happened at the reunion and stuff like that. And she was telling him that because he asked her about her relationship with her with her used to be boyfriend Kurt King, and she said, well, he said, well, y'all was so in love. And him said, yeah, sure was. And she said, well, when it was good, when it was good, when it went bad, it went bad. I have nothing more to say on this stuff. We're on the subject. He said, well, how did y'all break up and stuff? She said, we broke up amicably and stuff. It was both our, it was both our sister, it was both our, we agreed to go separate ways, both of us. And so he said, have you heard from anything from Kurt King lately? And Cora said, well, yeah, a few weeks ago, he talked to me and Carlos, he said, what you talked about? It wasn't really nothing. And then right after that, King came out and said, because even at the reunion, they showed little clips with Toya and Dr. Contessa said that King wanted to come to the reunion, but in some kind of way, he wasn't able to come to the reunion, and everybody knew that Quad had blocked him from coming to the reunion because they said he wanted to tell his side of the story of the breakup, and so what he do it, he was telling his side on the internet, and this is what he said. He said, "I asked to end the relationship and haven't had a need to contact you. Stop trying to make yourself look good. These curated interviews and PR stunts are laughable. You have them in a controlled environment with your friends, not with a not with a real journalist that will question you. The performance goes on." And he said, and no, it was not mutual or amicable. That was another performance stunt, another performance PR stunt. And like I said last year, like I said, everybody was trying to, especially her friends like Heavenly and fucking Aniva and all of them, they were trying to say that it was the other way around, that Sweet Tea was competing with Quad. And she was saying, no, she had just said something about she didn't even know Quad, and Quad was speaking on her name and talking about her. And she just mentioned about maybe it's a little jealousy. And then all Quad stands and fans started to come out trying to talk about Sweet Tooth and stuff like that. And I think what happened, I think after last year when he almost went to jail for trying to fight Dr. Greg on the show, and I think he saw a Quad's true colors and stuff because Quad was trying to make him think that it was Dr. G. Dr. G was the one who messed up the marriage. But I think after this stuff with this fertility stuff and they was going through, and everybody named Mama, and I was the main one said that she was stealing a sweet piece storyline, and everybody else started following in the suit, and just like she got Sweet Tea and Greg off there, so they couldn't come back this year. She did the same thing to what you call, and all the people that she tried to malign and make it look bad. She made herself look bad. Sweet Tea is over here living her best life. Last month she put up some nice photos of her and her new friends, the doctor's wife, where they was celebrating Women's History Month, and the pictures looked real good and stuff like that. On to the last and final note. Um, it was just such a shocking surprise that that they had that everybody wondered what was going to go on with the Real Housewives of Potomac. And after that, nobody said nothing. They were saying, well, it was rumored that Angel wasn't coming back, and then it was rumored that what's called wasn't coming back, and then right after the reunion, Angel had to come out and say that nobody's heard anything yet, nobody's heard anything yet, and then lo and behold, Candace put out some I'm not Candace, um, let's call put out some pictures of Kierana, and she was saying, let me pause this so I can find what she said. I found it. She said, this is Kierana Stewart. She said, this season is about intentions. It it is the difference between performing and becoming. The rebrand is here. And it's personal. Everybody saying, what she mean by rebranding is personal? Next thing you know, she came out showing some pictures of her at Sephora, and then she was in like a red coat and some shoes, and she was coming out of Sephora, and then she made a commercial about Sephora, and then the next thing you know, they were saying Kierana Stewart had a cryptic message about rebranding, and she was not coming back to the Real Housewives of Potomac. She had exited, and then right after that, they said Angel wasn't coming out, and then they were saying it was rumored that that uh, Robyn Dixon was coming back, and stuff like that, and then it came out. All the blogs that came out right after Kierana and Angel said that, and they were saying, yeah, Kierana, Angel, Monique, and Jassi were not coming back to the Real Housewives of Potomac, and everybody was kind of looking funny, and they were saying, why did they keep Tia? And we already know why they kept Tia, because Tia was kind of Giselle's friend. And then they said no, it wasn't rumored; it was confirmed that Robyn Dixon was gonna come back as a friend of. And then they said this new woman named named Brittany something, and she's a friend of Stacy's. And then they had this other new girl that's supposed to be coming on, and they said she was a vet planner, and then she also called herself a preacher. And I was saying, uh, Bill Collector Birmingham have a woman on there like that. I said, ooh, I said on Twitter, ooh, marriage impact, marriage impact. I said, it's the first time Bravo and all these other people trying to bring somebody that has a similar background as Mary from the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. But I was just so surprised. And then when I seen the Brittany girl, I can't think of a name now, Brittany something, and somebody said, "Ooh, is she light like Robyn them?" And I said on Twitter, I said, "Nah, they look like a white woman." And then so I was saying that is her. And then somebody said, "Ooh, that's Kim Zolciak." And then somebody said, "Ooh, is Kim Zolciak on there?" And Kim Zolciak came out and said, "Oh no, I'm on another show." But she does look similar to Kim Zolciak. She gets a younger version and stuff like that. And she is married to a black man. So a lot of people are wondering how that's going to work out. Now, some people say Potomac should have stayed like it was. Try not to be diverse and have all these different races come on the show. But then again, Potomac only got I mean Potomac never had any white people, but uh, Salt Lake City only got one black lady, which is Mary, and back in the day, Atlanta only had one white lady, which was Kim Zolciak. So I guess Bravo is trying to see what's going to happen. Now I don't know how dynamics are going to work with this new lady, Brittany something, and what it is. Somebody saying they hope that Giselle don't run both of the new women out. I hope she don't either. But anyway, that's all I have for this video. This is A. Wesley. That ain't even tested like a TI is. I am out.